Okay, so first what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go into long versus short vowel. And we're going to start with the alphabet, or should I say with vowels, long versus short vowels. Now, I know you're probably saying to yourself, why is she going to start with vowels? Why is she going to start with the alphabet? I know the alphabet. I speak English. I live in an English-speaking country. English is my native language. Or an ESL learner might say, I learned that when I was in my first level of English. Why is she going to start with the vowels, with the alphabet? Because I argue that a lot of people, whether they're native speakers or not, really do not understand the alphabet and how important it is to understand the alphabet, especially in a language like English. And Spanish is important because it teaches you how to pronounce, a, b, c, I, a, e, o, u, y, no? But in English, it's much more important. And the reason that is much more important is that every vowel has at least two sounds, two pronunciations, at least two pronunciations. There are consonants that also have more than one pronunciation. For example, in Spanish, you don't have to worry about the H. It's never pronounced. And you don't have to worry about the J because it's always pronounced ha, right? Ha, ha, right? Joven. So those are two letters you never have to worry about. In English, you have to worry about the H because sometimes you pronounce it as in happy, Harry, and other times you don't, as in hour, H-O-U-R. The problem is, especially if you don't know any Latin or don't speak any Latin-based language, you don't know when you pronounce the H and when you don't pronounce the H. Because one thing about English pronunciation, to a very large extent, it's irregular. You don't know when. There's really no rules. You have to know the word. And if you know the word and if you heard the word enough, it sounds right. And that's why you pronounce it the way you pronounce it. There is one rule. There are a couple rules. One rule, for example, is if you see the word on your screen, it's L-A-K-E. And you notice I have the A highlighted and I have the E highlighted. It's in white. The reason that I have both letters highlighted is that short word ending in an E and separated by a consonant. I'll say it again. The short word L-A-K-E ending in an E and separated by a consonant K. That E tells me that the vowel before the K is pronounced long, A. The long vowel sounds, that's the sounds you hear in the alphabet. Little kids learn, that's when the vowel is saying its name. A, E, I, O, U. That's when the vowel is saying its name. So if you have a short word and it ends in E and is separated by a consonant from a vowel, that vowel, as the kids say, says its name or it is a long vowel. Many times, not all the time, but many times, if the vowel is in the word by itself, not separated by a consonant and then an E, but by itself, it's usually a short sound. So what I'm going to do is pronounce these words for you. You will notice, first, I'm going to give the long pronunciation of the vowel, and then I'm going to give the short pronunciation of the vowel. Lake, lack, lake, a, lack, a. Rake, rack, rape, rap, steak, stack, make, mac. Some of these words are what you call minimum pairs also. They almost sound the same, except for the vowel, which are identical, but with different pronunciation. Listen to how closely bake and back sound. They're almost the same. The only difference is that in the first word, B-A-K-E, the A is long, bake, ache. In the second word, B-A-C-K, the word is short, back. Hate, hat. Bait, bat. Fate, fat. Mate, mat. Now I'm going to show you other words and see if you can pronounce them. So turn down the volume and see if you can make the distinction between the sound of the long A and the sound of the short A. I'm going to continue to pronounce, but you turn down your volume. Bathe, bath. Fade, fad. Grade, grad. Kate, cat. Bane, ban. Grace, grass. Two things you should notice in this word. Number one, once again, we're talking about long versus short vowel. But if you notice, the C is pronounced like an S. Okay, so we're looking at the long versus short vowels. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And in the next video, we'll be back with another important point in English. This is Coralla Ficklin McLean at welcome.com. Thank you. Okay, so I'm back. Once again, I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to get the second folder. Now that you understand the concept of long versus short, one letter, two different sounds, let's look at another letter, another vowel, because that's what we're basically talking about, vowels here. Oh, by the way, this does not mean that this is the only sound of the vowel A, E, I, O, U, but this is one of many sounds. The E, for example, has a number of sounds, more than two. The O also, the U is crazy. And I even have a set of cards called the freaky or the crazy Y. Okay, because you know the Y is both. It's a vowel and a consonant. So now that we understand the concept, let's look at the E And let's look at least 2 different pronunciations of the E. Once again, you'll see that the first, where it says long, you have the E, you have 2 E's in the word, and the last E is separated from the first E by a consonant, T. Right there, unless it's breaking the rules, unless it's irregular, you know that you pronounce the letter E, the first E long, the second E almost never has, it's silent, it's silent. So we have the word Pete, eat, and then we have the word pet, et. Okay, so let's look at the next word. Meet, met. The second word, the M-E-T, the E is pronounced short. So therefore, you can see how you can have 2 words that are spelled exactly the same, and the vowel in one word can be long, and the vowel in the next word, the same vowel, can be short or long, and they're pronounced the same. Or the opposite, you have 2 words written exactly the same, but in one word, the vowel is pronounced X, and in the other word, the vowel is pronounced, that same vowel is pronounced Y. So let's continue. Mead, met, med, excuse me, I'm pronouncing the D more like a T, which is incorrect English. When you're speaking correct formal English, you pronounce the D like a T. But if you're on the streets or you're speaking informally or quickly, many times you'll notice that people pronounce the D closer to the T. They'll say meat, met. But that's incorrect English when you're speaking in a more formal situation. Mead, med. Mode, now we're pronouncing the O here, the O. Once again, the O is saying its name in the first word, O. O, mode. But in the second word, it is short, mad. Coat, cat. This is not the same coat as what you put on in the wintertime. That's C-O-A-T. This is C-O-T-E. Oh. Coke, cock. Now be careful because that word cock can be taken as a vulgar word. Here is talking about the name of a chicken. I'm not, rooster, a cock, which I think is a male chicken, but it's not the word that is vulgar. Stoke, stock. Once again, these words are also minimum pairs because the only difference with the words and their pronunciation is that in one word, the O is long, and in the next word, the O is short. Roke, rock. Robe, rob. Moat, once again, that's not M-O-A-T, it's M-O-T-E, mot. Toke, talk. Bloke, that's more British than English. What's over that bloke over there? Americans don't say it. I understand it when I listen to British shows. I understand what they're saying, but I never say the bloke. I'll say the man, the guy, the brother, but I'll never say the bloke. Black. Tote, tot. Poke, pock. Mope, mop. Hope, hop. Note, not. So once again, what are we talking about? We're talking about how important it is to consciously realize that in English, vowels have more than one sound. Now, right now, we're only looking at 2 of those sounds. Depending on the vowel, you will notice that sometimes it has 2 sounds, 3 sounds, depending on the letter. A lot of times, especially if, for example, the vowel E, there won't be, one sound will be mute. It won't have any sound. Okay, once again, this is Coralla Ficklin McLean at welcome.com. And I would like to welcome you to the world of pronunciation from the ground up, because that's what we're going to do, from the ground up. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to say, until next time, bye.